you want to save money on your trading card purchases, we have a promo link over at 50cards.shop. Enter the promo code ATNIGHT to get 5% off your order.
100.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to V to Premium Transitions, the show where we take a deck in V Premium, show you how to turn it into a deck in Premium without too much effort, too many cards changed, except for Harmonix Messiah. You're screwed for Harmonix Messiah. I'm Atlas. That's Root Beer from Nexus at Night, our podcast. But today we're doing Oracle Think Tank, OTT. Finish. Are you just? What's the dance you're doing here?
For Harmonix Messiah. You're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the first time we're doing this, like an episode of this series post History Collection, I think. Royal Paladin might have been the last one where we referenced Harmonix Messiah, but we didn't know how expensive it was going to be at the time. So I'm doing this not just out of a sense of obligation, but also because I think some of these decks are pretty cool. So why don't we take a look at this V deck you got for us here? What are we looking at, good sir?
So this is your standard Battle Sister list. I just figured this is probably the easiest one to build in V right now. See, the problem with doing these videos now is we're post History Collection, and you should probably just be doing History Collection stuff, but also it's been so long since we've had a proper V set that does anyone even have a V deck anymore?
Yes and no. I mean, some decks just didn't. Do you go into Susano and just do that in?
I mean, yeah, that's what's been topping.
Okay, I mean, whatever.
But the problem with that is it would require too many changes because you're playing the old Susano.
Right. So, at least in this case, for the people who have, they're seeing the writing on the wall, right? V is about to go down the drain, so we think anyway. So maybe this might be a good way to shift over without too much. So, anything you want to bring up? You got the fromages and things like that.
Yeah, so, basic gist of the deck is that you look at your top deck and stack them. I don't think there's anything, too out of the ordinary. Fromage doesn't have to reveal any cards, right? But, yeah, you just choose the... Yeah, so Fromage just, both of them just choose you look at your top deck up to the number of Battle Sisters and then put them back on top or bottom in any order. Yeah, you do the same thing, and then you will lock cards, draw cards for each locked card.
And for people who are oh, I want this deck list, it'll be in the description. So
yeah,
feel free.
And then
to
you get a bunch of power for having locked cards. So the thing you probably end up doing is just you lock a bunch of cards, you get 5k for each lock card, and then you just make Trifle really big and attack your opponent with a guard restrict, because there's not a lot they can do about it in V.
No Sentinels. That's pretty sucky for them.
Yeah, so all of your other Battle Sisters are just gaining power or increasing your trigger power, so you just try to make your Trifle as big as possible and punch your opponent really hard.
Your grade ones are, looking.
Yeah. This one is looking at the top deck, add one to your hand, and then you reveal the top card. If it's a Battle Sister, you add it to your hand, and if you look at your deck in any way, so searching, revealing, any of that, it gets 5k. This one just gets 10k when you reveal a trigger, and this one is you put it into your soul, look at the top two cards, put one on top, put one on the bottom, and then your trigger power gets increased by an additional 10,000. This one is a grade 3 searcher. You Soul Blast, look at top 5, reveal a grade 3, put the rest on bottom.
You shuffle the cards themselves, so you look at the top 5, shuffle those 5 cards if you didn't get anything, and then put it on bottom.
You reveal grade 3, put it on top, and then shuffle the rest to the bottom, and then it gets 5k, which is very weird, but that's just a way to reveal Amaterasu to give your Vanguard 10k and a crit.
Yep. So
pretty have the actual grade 3 searcher.
So pretty straightforward, and 12 crit because
it's OTT.
It's OTT. So yeah, look at what.
And you have Protect Gifts, so you don't really need perfect cards, especially in V.
Right. So you do the Sentinel crits. All right, so what do we got for the premium version of the deck?
All right, so moving over to premium, we're cutting Fromage Reverse because that card doesn't do anything in premium. Because the locking ability is tied to the search ability, which is an act. So instead, we're just keeping the original Fromage because this one lets you draw 2 on place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get your protect gift and your draw, on play, and then I guess if you're going first, you get the like check top whatever's for this or that. What else has changed?
Yeah. So this list only had 3 Amaterasu because that's all I had room for, but we bumped it up to 4. I just assume you're gonna have a playset regardless.
Right.
We're adding in Brilliant Witch Popo. This is the other win condition when you get to into OTT. So when it attacks, if your deck has 10 or less cards, which should be possible because it's OTT, it gets 10k and your opponent can only call grade 0s from hand.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. We'll get to why later, but you can probably figure out the reason it's OTT.
Mm-hmm.
So our grade 2 lineup is still the same. So we have Trifle, so it is a search on play, and then it can also have a Sentinel Restrict, which, again, the one card that everyone probably knows. So this one is like probably your ideal ride target. So when it's rolled upon, you look at the top 2 cards, put one into your hand, put rest on top or bottom, and then if you have 3 or more cards with Battle Sister, it gets 5k power and shield, and if you have 4 or more cards in cannon, it gets another 5k power. So it's a nice, decently sized beater. Shoket is the same, just a way to find Amaterasu. Grade 1 is the same. We bumped up to 3 copies of the Grade 3 Searcher from 2. So again, now that we're in premium format, striding is more important, but also it's a way to reveal Amaterasus.
Yeah. Another thing is that like the condition for the 5k on the grade 3 searcher is very easy in OTT, which is just if you revealed something plus 5k.
Yeah.
Easy. It's not like Great Nature where it's like, do you have a occupied Excel circle? Like,
yeah, fuck.
Yeah, that is just so easy to do.
So yeah, like in the interest of making minimal changes, like most of the rearguard lineups are the same. It's just the ratios are slightly different, which hopefully you just have playsets anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Panettone, I think I cut down to 3 from... No, I was running 3 to begin with. So yeah, Panettone is still at 3. Same reasons. We're running one of the old PG for Oracle for Battle Sisters. So it has the typical discard cost, but then actually, no, why am I only running 1 copy of this? This is stupid.
I was like, why do you have it needs another copy of itself? Yeah.
Run Aegis Mare instead. I don't know why I put this here.
Yeah, Aegis Mare is the Keter Sanctuary, or if you can afford it, Sanctitude. But,
just okay, so in post, just Photoshop Aegis Mare over it.
Fine. I could, but I probably won't. So whoever's watching this and they're like, did he Photoshop Aegis Mare? Tell me in the comments, because I probably didn't. Moving on.
Yeah. Battle Sister Starter. We're also adding in 2 copies of Calico, because Calico revealed 3 copies of Amaterasu.
Yes. So Calico is like it had a bit of a dance with the ban list for a while.
No, it's still banned. It can't be used as Forerunner.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it hasn't like a little bit of a dance. Like it's on the edge there.
Yeah.
So to Oracle, meaning that you need 5 or more cards in your hand to do the effect, which is oof. But you put it into your soul and discard something. Search your deck for 3 cards. Your opponent chooses 2 from among them. Put the chosen cards into your drop zone and the rest into your hand. So you choose 3 Amaterasu, and that's 30k and 3 crit. Huzzah.
Okay, I've thought of reasons to play Marmalade. It's because you can find it off of, like, Torihas.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Is there another Battle Sister PG that... Or like a reason to run a second one or something for that draw, or is it just really not that big of a deal?
Not that big of a deal. I think it's more just like being able to potentially search it sometimes.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh,
for trigger lineup, we're running all crits still. So 4 of the stride crits. I just put vanilla crits here because it's easier than trying to track down the other crits. You could also play the Okay, so the problem with Kusanagi is that it was errata, like the original one.
Yeah.
So
Right. So you'd have to run it at 2.
yeah,
if you
so
wanted
you
to...
do like 2. You would have to do this weird like 2-2 split of like both Kusanagi, so that you have like the damage draw, but also you have like the Sentinel version.
I think in a world where you're like, yeah, let's do this, then yes, I would. Especially because those damage, like the old Heart Thumb clones, are not very expensive at all. They're like under $1 each. I would highly recommend doing the 2-2 split. I know in my terrible Eugene Kaguro build, I have a 3-1 split of the Heart Thumb clones and the 1 Sentinel crit. Like just because it's a crit and it getting the like on damage draw is so nice, especially early. And you have you do not. I was about to say you have like a Susano stride where that's live. It's not. Never mind.
I didn't put that in here because I figured it'd be a pain in the ass to like adjust for deck building.
Sure. Yeah, understandable. So in the interest of like not changing that much, then yeah, this is pretty straightforward. What's the deal with the 2 muffin?
It shuffles itself back.
Okay, so no need to like do 4 with the 10k shield and the 5k power.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, it's a way of countercharging.
Yeah. It's like putting a hat on a hat after a certain point, and then you have the blue over trigger that lets you get something back from drop.
It's a critical.
Yep.
It's big, it's a crit. You can also just run the red OT because you can restand Popo.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
So yeah, either or. Like, I put the blue one here just because it's another crit, but I think the red OT is also perfectly fine.
I believe the blue one is cheaper, so again, for cost, that's probably the way to go.
Anyways, for our G-Zone, get fucked.
Oh my god.
I wish this wasn't, like, required, but with how aggressive some decks can be, like, that 20k Guardian Shield actually does a lot.
Yeah.
And, like, the game is so much faster now because of those, like, early G strides. Like, if we were going to change things to accommodate the 1 copy of Susanoo, we would probably take out a copy of Amaterasu and just replace it with one of Susanoo, and then maybe replace, like, Ame no Mukuro with the old one.
Ame no Mukuro is...
Murakuma. It's the Stride Fodder.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I would replace the grade 3 searching version with like the Stride Fodder version. Both to use as Stride Fodder, but to search the Susanoo. So yeah, maybe towards the end we'll just like edit this list.
Yeah, or we can do what I sometimes do and like put other options in the like description, and then if someone wants to do something with that.
Yeah, I always like doing other options.
I think it's great too, especially like as somebody who plays this game. Whenever I'm building a new deck, the first thing I do is I go look up deck lists for it, and then I will build the deck as is, and then go, okay, what do I need to change? And somebody in the deck profile going, okay, I had this, but did this instead, or you can also do X, Y, or Z thing. Just like it's so nice to have like a path to go down instead of like pawing around in the dark for this or that. But yeah, the rest of that G zone, aside from this,
so Happiness Dragon. So you turn anything from your G zone face up, reveal top of your deck, equal face up cards in G zone +2. Call all the normal units, activate all the trigger effects. Also, if you reveal Amaterasu, you get an additional 10k in crit on Vanguard.
That's so funny.
Octagonal Magus. So when it's put onto the guard circle, you counterblast 1, choose 2 grades from 0 to 3, declare it, reveal the top card. If the reveal card is the same as the declared grade, you put it into your hand, and if you added the card, it gets 15k shield. Ichikishima, your win condition. So you can counterblast, soul blast, turn a copy of the same name, draw 2, and then Oracle. Choose any card from your G zone, turn it face up, and your opponent cannot call G guards or grade 0s.
Which is pretty good.
So remember Popo?
Yeah, that's really funny. That's so good.
Yeah, which would also be the reason why you run the red OT, is because you're on Ichikishima and you have Popo with 10 cards in deck.
Right.
So you just restand the Popo and they can't guard it, except with Sanctitude.
The good thing is, if you don't have to do Ichikishima's first effects, like you're already in Oracle, you can use it twice if, worst comes to worst.
Yeah.
Which is,
well, you can use it more than twice.
True. But I more mean like it's not like one goes into the other. Like Zegenberg does that. Like you can only use it twice.
Yeah.
Sorry, more than twice is what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Anyways, Amaterasu G guard, so that one's just like look at the top card. Or when it's placed, if you have 4 or more cards in hand, it gets 10k shield. And then when it's placed, you can soul charge 1, then look at the top card, put it on top or bottom. So 25k shield, but also soul charging, which this deck doesn't really need, I don't think. But also, it's a way to stack your deck on the opponent's turn, so you can like put a defensive trigger on something.
Yep. Plus, it's one less card in deck to get to that 10 for Popo.
Yeah. So we have Sterling Witch Momo. So on attack, counterblast 1. Turn a card from G Zone face up. Discard up to 3 cards. And for each card discarded, your front row gets 10k. If you discard 3 or more, extend it, and it gives drive -2. So alternate win con. Especially funny if you suspect your opponent's hand isn't big enough, you can go Momo with Calico, reveal as many Amaterasus as you have, and then just make Momo as big as humanly possible. And then 1 copy of Bovroy. So this is only a 20k shield, but it lets you draw a card.
Also good. Plus it's a rare, so that's fun. So yeah, OTTs aren't really expensive, are they? Right now,
I don't think so. I haven't looked up OTT prices recently because I already have all the cards.
I imagine not, just because like they've been out of the spotlight for so long.
I mean, they've been popping recently. What are you talking about?
Out of the spotlight, not out of competitive like goodness.
Yeah.
Like no one really pays attention to them. So you might have an easy time switching, your deck over. What are you looking for now? Susano stuff, or?
Yeah. So this is just like... What? Fuck it. Wait. Oh, right, because G-Deck is different fucking...
Yep.
So yeah, this is probably what I would do, adjusting the list to have Susano in it. Oh,
okay.
And Red OT.
Right, okay, that makes sense. So Red OT, and then pull it back up again?
Hang on, let me change the list.
You type so fast, oh my god.
Well, that's because I was typing nonsense. I don't think this counts as typing fast. Anyways, this would be the adjusted list. So we have 1 copy of Susano, dropping down a copy of Amaterasu, because being perfectly honest, like the Calico play isn't that spectacular. Like it's a good way of like thinning your deck, and it's a decent way to just make some pressure. But like you just kind of draw a bunch of Amaterasus naturally over the course of the game, so I don't think relying on the Calico play as like your win con is really the thing to do.
Okay.
But yeah, this would be like the quick adjusted list.
Yeah, so you have the little Dryden guy to do your double protect markers and on top of Susano. Now, that being said, do you do protect 1 or 2? 1?
Protect 1.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think there's a reason to do protect 2. Like, the 5k is okay, but like, because this deck is already not running as many, like, perfect guards.
You want the extra stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to switch these out to the Stride Fodder version, but you can figure it out.
Okay. Well, we'll have this in the description too. So we hope you enjoyed this little video. We hope you enjoyed the finishing out of the United Sanctuary, and of course the the most spectacular clan of them all, Oracle Think Tank. Tell us what you thought. Leave a like, leave a comment. I plan to, once I get married in January, finish out the rest of this series. And I'm sorry it's been so, there's been a long pause since Royal Paladin, but the rest is coming. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
I know it's here. I know I have it. Where did it go?
I need to set this to music, just you looking for your t-shirt.